Welcome back. You're still watching the Daily Debate, and I'm honored to be having with me over the phone Dr. Jihan Zahran, the innovation consultant. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on the Daily Debate.
Hello. Thanks for being with you, of course.
Thank you very much once again. Doctor, as an innovation consultant, how do you see the problems that we've had in the past 8 years, and more specifically after the coronavirus pandemic and after the Russian-Ukrainian conflict, the solutions that we have come up with to be dealing with those issues?
Right. Actually, as you know, the problem is not in Egypt or the Arab countries. It's in all the world. So, moreover, the latest word that it came with a new thing actually, but it makes it more obvious and more clear to people who are just really working in that field. If you're going to talk about economically,
yes.
So it's already clear that we are facing a lot, not only in the Arab countries or Egypt, but all the world have really got a different attitude. A different attitude for even the products that we already have to describe, and we just don't care about it, but we care about the basics, and we care about what we really need now, okay? But it doesn't mean that we will just put aside the things that already we have to be used to. We used to certain products actually, or certain facilities, or certain services that we used to before that, but now things are already being alternative. If we're talking about educational and economically way, both of them getting on the same field, we will see how much is that we need to change our attitude regarding everything that we are talking about before, or we have seen use that. I cannot give you some examples actually, but if you can just aside certain things, I can give you samples from each thing that we already have to do it step by step.
Yes, Doctor, as we are focusing tonight on the assistance by the Social Solidarity Ministry for the neediest families, about 11 billion Egyptian pounds will be distributed over about 9 million families in the month of September to be facing up against the current challenges, economic challenges all over the world, and more specifically in Egypt. How do you see the importance of such a step?
Oh, actually, this is not new for our president. He started already in 2018, that initiative, and it's still going and going and going till that level. But, of course, this is maybe because we don't feel it before, but now we have this crisis that's happening all over the world, and maybe it's a little bit, we feel it because it's all over the world that's facing that.
Yes.
But this initiative, of course, it has a very vast, or just, what can I say? It's a huge impact for the people who's really in need in that. And it's really clear to our citizens in that, in all the fields, that this initiative that not only helps in that community, that how we're going to be supportive to our kids in education, to our community in all the fields, to our just small villages and everywhere, but it also helps the people that already need to do that in sequences of something that's really not clear before. But all over, this initiative was really having the impact nowadays, but it's already not new thing. It's not something new, but maybe we are just know it in details nowadays. That's really happening from a long time ago.
Yes, Doctor, how do you see the prospects of coordinating and cooperating between the Egyptian government or the Ministry of Social Solidarity and more specifically the civil society organizations, for example, or the private sector in general, to be benefiting the citizens? How do you see the prospects of such a cooperation?
I see the cooperation in a different attitude right now. You know, like there is a small feeling between the private and the governmental sector That's why they have like a general benefit. Both of them, they are talking in the same language right now, and they go hand in hand for the general benefit of our, like community. And this is very clear right now. Maybe it was clear before. We can find like the differences between the private sector and the governmental. We didn't see the cooperation before between them. We didn't see the products that's already having discounted in our private, like groceries nowadays, with the initiative that the president made it from 2018. But now we can see it clearly, and that makes a good impact and a good, like flexible and a smooth feeling between the private and the governmental sector in the benefit of the general, or lately our citizens, the Egyptian ones.
Yes, Doctor, how do you see the crisis management and the process of the government that it had following the coronavirus pandemic and the Russian-Ukrainian war, more specifically on the economic level, and before that, the economic reform program, the implementation of the economic reform program before the coronavirus pandemic? How important was that step and the timing of it?
I'm always saying that we have to take the positive side from the COVID. Okay, the pandemic that happened before. The positive side that makes us to use a little bit more, like technology, some other fields that we didn't look on the focusing before.
Yes.
Something really make us understand how the world is working in the future. What the skills that we already needed in the future to go on with our community and all fields. So maybe the pandemic, or maybe just, like the crisis that's happening nowadays, make us focusing about what we really need and what we really lack, okay? Because, like as we see, I'll talk about something related to the education a little bit, because we are not part of that. The top schools that we always focusing about our kids, that we got the top schools like, like the medicine and engineering, this is not top anymore. But the language of the top is the language of the demand, what the market needs. Okay? So the market needs, regardless of the pandemic, needs technology, needs the security information, needs the artificial intelligence, needs the management, needs the citizen analysis. All of that departments we didn't look at before. But now the new vision of the new generation actually are looking in a different way right now. And this is maybe the positive thing that we really, people or culture or point of view or attitude, they are looking for the right way, what the new technology or the new fields of all over the world we have to take in seriously, not like before, okay? So, and maybe this is really the most thing that I can talk to in relation of the impact or the interaction that we really have to make nowadays.
Yes, and finally,
the field, of course.
Yes, Doctor, finally, the field of innovation and technology, information technology, how do you see the progress that we've had here in Egypt in this field under the tenure of President Assisi in the past 8 years?
Okay, that's really good impact that's happening. Actually, I'm working in all over the Middle East lately, okay?
Yes.
And I see that's a really big difference nowadays, especially when the President Sisi just make a rule when any university has to start with a dual degree, a partnership with the global schools. And that make all the universities that really have to standardize with international criteria, okay? And that makes a really big difference in the future for the education. So imagine that when you have all the schools that having a dual degree or having, like integration with global or international like universities. And by the way, he specified the top 50. He didn't make any, he didn't say we have a rule that any partnership. No. He was really clever in making the rule and say top 50. He knows exactly that when we integrate with the international curriculum, with the international program,
yes, Dr. Jihan Zahran, the innovation consultant. Thank you very much, but we have unfortunately run out of time, and this brings us to the end of the daily debate for tonight. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.